Hey guys, I am Katie from Mitsa Creek Farm. Welcome back to our channel. We have all sorts of things going on today, and so I'm going to show you a little bit of what's going on. I am working, and I'm also trying to get things cleaned up and done in the stone coop, the high tunnel, and the greenhouse. I'm trying to get as much of those little projects done as possible, and I am working in the high tunnel and the greenhouse and the stone coop, trying to get as much stuff done as possible. While I am doing that, Owen and Beck and his parents are getting stuff cleaned up around the stone coop because we had a lot of trees go down. We also have a lot of stumps and that kind of stuff. So they are working on getting that all cleaned up, taking down some of the dead trees and the broken limbs from all the ice storms. You want to tell me about it?
No, I know nothing about it.
Where'd you find it?
Grandma found it over there.
Grandma found it out in the woods? Okay, open it up.
How do you open these?
These go like that. Nothing.
What are those for? Are those for pennies?
Maybe. What does it say? 25, 10, 5, 1. So what do you think that's for?
I don't know.
It's a little wallet. No. What is 25, 10, 5, and 1?
Dollars.
No.
Cents.
There you go. Change. It's for change. So I'm guessing that's somebody's old wallet. It's kind of cool. Not cool enough to be worth anything though, huh? So they're gonna take out this one because it's all busted from up there, and take out this one here. So there was dead pine tree right there. This is where my pumpkin patch, part of my pumpkin patch was last year. It went to like right there. There was a dead pine tree right there, and then some little ones growing in it. So they got those out. And then all this brush here will be pulled out. These are lilacs that I planted last year, so we're trying to save those. And the bathroom area, I think, is gonna go right in here. It got really windy and cold, so I had to go in, put on a hat and jacket. Hopefully you guys can hear me because this wind is crazy strong. It almost feels like it could snow, but it's like 40 degrees out. It just doesn't feel like it. One of the things that I worked on over the weekend when I had a little bit of spare time is that I made plant tags for all of my permanent orchard plants. And so the bushes like the blueberries, asparagus, strawberries, those kind of things, the perennials that'll come back year after year, because my memory is horrible. I really struggle with, I used to be able to remember everything and now I can't remember anything. So I made these tags. These are stainless, actually these are aluminum I think, and I took and made them for each type of our crops that we have and crops that we planted that are perennials, and the different varieties. So this is blue crop blueberries. They ripen in August. They were planted in 2022. Here is, we have an ever-bearing strawberry, and then we have June-bearing strawberry, raspberries, asparagus. So those are gonna go in the beds where all those are planted. And then for all of our trees, so this is the reason why I started going down this route, is we already have 4 trees planted. We are planting another 4 this year. They're 3 apple and a pear, and the tags are already fading and I don't remember what is what, so I wanted to get something permanent on there. So I made these. These are metal tags that I engraved. So here are the tags for the grapes. They're Warden grapes. They were planted in 2022. They'll be ripening in September. Here's one, Red Region apple. These guys will be ripe in October. Planted this year in 2022. That's a new variety we're getting. Here's Zestar. That's one of them that we planted last year. They ripen late August through early September. So I just have those different varieties. So I'm going to go out and put these on and take off the old faded tags right now. So then that way that is done. And if it fades anymore, I won't be able to tell what is what. Okay, now that we got that done, it is time to go out and measure where the raised beds are going to be. I'm going to take and measure 32 feet south of the high tunnel and put in markers. So then that way we have kind of a straight line from the high tunnel where those raised beds are going to be. There's going to be 4 foot of space in each one. That way, if I decide I want to run a mobile chicken coop or duck coop through here, I'll be able to get them in between the beds. So I'm going to measure that out now and hopefully get it all marked so that when it does warm up, we can get those beds in place. Beck and I started doing it the other day and then it started raining on us. So we are gonna, if I get it marked, then at least we can do it quickly. And then he's a lot more willing to come out and help me too. My camera fell because it's so windy, but you can see I have a line there of white flags. So that is about where the raised beds are going to start. We're going to have 32 feet of ground cover for the mums, right from the high tunnel down here. And then the raised bed garden is going to start down here. So I wonder what is going on behind the high tunnel. I'm sure you guys could hear chainsaws going. They are working on getting out a whole bunch of stumps for me because there was like a big mound of stumps and stuff. So the ground was frozen, but they were hoping to get some of it. So Owen is cutting up some old dead trees and some like trees that had fallen over, and so the stumps were like 8 foot tall and that kind of stuff. He was getting those cut and his dad was removing the stumps for me, and it looks like a lot are out over there. That looks really nice. So there's a couple more dead trees right there, and then on that great big pine tree right there, it lost a whole bunch of limbs in that ice storm. So they're gonna get, I'm not sure if you could see it on camera or not, but there's brush, but then there's a whole bunch of limbs on the ground. So they're gonna get those cleaned out, and then this area is pretty much gonna be finished. There's some stumps like this brush right there, that's gonna be pulled out, but it's still frozen in the ground. And there's still quite a few stumps that are frozen in the ground, but they have those so that when the ground finishes thawing, they can pull them out, but everything else is cleaned up around them. So this is looking amazing. Okay, so we got a good chunk of these done. The rest are frozen in the ground still. These are all left over from Lily's wreath making. These are boughs and limbs and like the butts of trees. If there was like a bare spot in a tree, we'd cut the bottom off of it or something. And so these are all extra leftovers. Look how good condition they're still in. That just goes to show how fresh the trees that we sell are. So I'm going to take these, bring them over and give them to the goats and sheep. And get these all put away, and then as this continues to melt, I'll continue to get it cleaned up. I want to put a big concrete planter here and a big concrete planter here and put some really pretty flowers in it, but I am having a hard time finding some. So if anybody knows where to get the big concrete planters at an affordable price if possible, please leave it in the comments below. I would love to find out or to get some to put here. That would just look beautiful, I think. And now we are off to go vote. Forgot that today is voting day, so we are off to go do that really quick. But that is it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next time.